we do is a small task with taking numbers and figuring out how greater they are to 0, 1/2, and 1 in order to figure out if we can compare fractions. So what I'm going to ask you to do is tell me, when have you ever seen these before and when did you use them? And then when have you ever seen a number line and when do you use it?
I really use fractions. I would split half of something with somebody though.
Okay, but when do you use fraction bars? What do fraction bars help you see?
They help me see
By looking at what you have, what does it help you see?
halves,
Parts.
Basically, see,
fractions.
I basically see this divided into different types of pieces.
Good. So it helps you see how different types of pieces can all come out to be how much? One whole. So how many sixes does it take to make a whole?
6,
How many halves does it take to make a whole?
2,
How many twelfths?
12,
How many tenths?
10,
How many eighths?
8.
Okay, so fraction bar helps us see how many different little pieces it takes to make up this same one whole. What does a fraction number line do for you?
Shows us how many parts.
It can
It
if we
helps
divide
us
it.
to get us to one whole.
Okay. Do you think it also shows us how we can get close to how much a number is close to a half?
Yes.
It can also show you how close a number is to a whole, like Zoe said earlier. So both of these serve the same purpose. They show us how close we are to a whole. This one also shows you how fractions can be equivalent. How fractions can be equivalent. So this is what I want to ask you to do. I want you to show me, I want you to compare 1/2 to 1/4 using your fraction bars.
Oh,
Compare 1/2 to 1/4. Good job, Tim. So I see most of y'all did what Tim did, which I put 1/4 next to 1/2. Which one is greater?
1/2.
1/2 is greater than 1/4?
yes.
We agree on that?
Yes.
Okay. So two of those, 2/4 do make a half, but between 1/4 and 1/2, which one is greater? 1/2. Okay, how can I show that on my number line? That's where you can use your marker. How can I prove that this is still greater than 1/4 using a number line?
Do we have to do 1/2? First, I'm choosing 1/4.
I just need you to show me 1/4 on the number line, show me 1/2. Good job. On the number line, and then we're going to see.
Should I do this? Negative 1 whole.
It's two, but okay. So look, you told me earlier that 2/4 is the same as 1/2, right?
Yes.
So why put 2/4 before 1/2 on the number line if they're the same?
So I'm gonna put 2/4 right here. Since
Is 2/4 equivalent to 1/2, or then 2/4 goes right there? Okay, so using your number line, I like how Zoe turned her whole number line into fourths. She told me that 1 whole was equivalent to 4/4. 1/2 we figured out is equal to 2/4, and then she has 1/4 here. Mikhail did the same thing. Jacob did the same thing. Tim, you did the same thing. So using your number line is 1/4 greater than, less than, or equal to 1/2.
I mean, less than.
It's less than. But how do you know? How could you explain this to somebody using that number line that 1/4 is smaller than 1/2?
Because
It
you
comes
fourth
before.
is
The number line or the fraction line?
The number line. On your number line, you have 2/4 here, and then you have 1/4 here. And if somebody said, well, can you explain to me how 1/4 is smaller than 1/2? Or can you explain to me how 1/2 is bigger than 1/4? What would you tell them?
1/4 it comes before 1/2.
Okay, it does. How else could you explain it?
2/4 equals 1/2.
Okay, 2/4 equals 1/2, so 2/4 is bigger than 1/4. That's true. What's another way? How about the fact that 1/4 is closer to nothing? Isn't it closer to 0
yes.
than it is halfway or a whole? So 1/4 has to be smaller. Compare 1/6 and 1/8. Using your fraction bars first. Compare 1/6 and 1/8.
Done.
Which is greater?
1/6.
1/6.
1/6.
Which is greater? 1/6. 1/6. 1/6. Now it seems like so far my numerator has always been what? 1. But it looks like the number with the biggest number on the denominator keeps being the smallest fraction. Remember when we compared 1/2 and 1/4? This one had a bigger denominator, but it was the smallest number. Why do you think that is?
Because
Because
1/2
the
is
bigger one
pieces
is
are put into smaller pieces.
closer to 1/2.
What did you say?
The bigger pieces are put into smaller.
So who has the bigger pieces? The smaller number or the bigger number?
The smaller number.
Yeah, the smaller number seems to have the bigger pieces. And then what did you say?
On that, it's closer to 1/4.
Which one is closer to 1 whole?
1/6.
Okay, 1/6 is closer to 1 whole than
1/8.
1/8. Okay. So it seems like what we have is the smaller denominator has the bigger pieces. Do we agree? Smaller denominator has the bigger pieces? Yes, no?
Yes.
Smaller denominator, Tim. Smaller denominator has the bigger pieces? Don't touch yet. Just look. Just watch. Just watch. Smaller denominator has the bigger pieces.
Yes.
We agree with that?
Yes.
Well, so a unit fraction we already talked about was when your numerator is 1 and your denominator is many. Go to drain box. And your denominator is when your numerator is 1 and your denominator could be any number. But the smaller number on the denominator is the one with the bigger pieces, like Zoe said. Well, what if I had a different number on top? For example, what if I said, show me 5/6 compared to 1/3? Show me 5/6 compared to 1/3. 5/6 compared to 1/3. Now, I remember y'all telling me that the smaller denominator has the bigger pieces, right? But in this case, in this case, which one is the greatest?
6.
Which one is the greater fraction?
5, 6.
5, 6. How do you know?
Because the numerator is bigger.
So, because the numerator is bigger, it's bigger,
No, because they have more pieces.
there's more pieces.
But if there was two, if there was 2/3, it could be, they could both
Nyla,
be
you're
a-
working. You're working on Dreambox. DeAndre, Dreambox.
But if there was 2/3, that could be a whole number. If there was 2 of these.
Okay. 2 more of those would make a whole, but in this case, we have 5, 6, and 1/3.
Oh,
So for this, how do we know that this is bigger?
It's closer to 1.
Thank you. It's closer to 1 whole. Prove that on the number line. Show me 5, 6 on the number line, and then show me 1/3 on that same number line. Now 1/3 and 5, 6 have different denominators, but can we still demonstrate them on the same number line?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. What's the common denominator between the two?
6.
6. So that means our whole line needs to be, our whole fraction line needs to be in 6. So show me 5, 6 on the number line, and show me 1/3 on the number line to prove that this is still the greatest fraction. We proved it with fraction bars, and let's try to prove it on the number line.
almost a third. 1/3.
You gotta show me 1/3 on the number line, and show me 5, 6 on the number line to see which one is greater. So to find 1/3 on the number line, we already said that 3 and 6 have a common denominator of what?
6.
Okay, so 1/3 is equivalent to how many 6 pieces? Oh, okay. So at 2, 6, that's the same thing as what?
1/3.
Mm-hmm.
Two thirds equals 4/6. Also.
But we're focusing on 1/3, not 2/3. Remember, it's 1/3 and 5, 6 that we're comparing. So show me where 1/3 is located and where 5, 6 is located. You got it, Jacob? So when you look at 1/3, where is it located on the number line?
2, 6.
It's located at 2, 6, and is that close to 0, close to a half?
Closer to 0.
Is it closer to 0 or 1/2?
Closer to the half.
It's closer to the half. Because remember, 1/2 is 3 6, and this is 2 6, so it's only one away from the half. And then 5 6 is where? Where is it located? Where is 5 6 located?
Right here.
Which is where? 10, where is 5
Closer
6
to
located?
1 whole.
It's closer to 1 whole. So that means 5 6 is the greater fraction because it's the closest to a whole, right? Okay. Let's try another one. 4. All right, let's try one more. Let's try 3/8 and 2/5. So at first we noticed that if the denominators was 1 for both of them, all we had to do was look at the denominator with the smallest number, and it had bigger pieces, so it was automatically greater. And this time we are noticing that when you have a different numerator, it's not so much of the same generalization. Christian? Yes, sir. So compare 3/8 to 2/5. 3/8 to 2/5.